What's up guys, YTHK Music here, back again with another video, and today I'm obviously going to be doing my first tier list video. Today I'm going to be ranking all of the Super King and or Sparking Beyblades. I believe TT has released like over 20 of them. It's going to be a fairly long video, so guys, get your popcorn, get your seats, and yeah, without any further ado, a couple of things I do like to point out. One, this is very opinionated, so if you guys have a different opinion, then please leave it in the comments below. And finally, number two, basically, I'm going to rank them by their performance and stock combos. So that means a Beyblade might have a very good layer, but its combo is utter garbage. That also means I'm going to start with Super Hyperion, ending with Death Solomon. And we're already a minute in. I do not want to waste any more time. Let's get into it. So the first Beyblade I'm of course going to be starting with is obviously Super Hyperion. Now let me just say, Hyperion is basically on the better side, if that makes sense. Let me explain. The super layer base is actually like very oval shaped with blades, and it just hits like a wall, combined with the 1A chassis. It's a double chassis, you guys already know. But what you guys may or may not know is that double chassis actually provide so much burst resistance, and the Hyperion chip is just beautiful. And it comes with the Exceed driver, and combined with the whole like layer base and the chassis itself, it channels its energy towards the opponent like no other really. So yeah, the thing doesn't burst as often. And yeah, it also has rubber on the tip, helping it go faster around the stadium and grip onto the stadium floor faster. And it's also good at tornado stalling. One little downside though is it doesn't have as good life after death as the zone driver that came on King Helios. But apart from that, I'd say this Beyblade is one of the best, if not the best, protagonist Beyblades. So good, I'm apparently gonna have to put it in S tier. Next up is the bigger brother Beyblade, if that makes any sense. Here we got King Helios, and King Helios is also quite a solid Beyblade. It comes with the 1B chassis, again, basically helps with defense, combined with the King ring. So, and it does obviously come with the zone driver, good at stamina, and in fact good at life after death too. So yeah, even though it's not as good as Super Hyperion, I can't say that it's the worst Beyblade. I mean, it's kind of like average basically compared to the new ones that we got today. So I'm gonna have to put this Beyblade in B tier. Alright, next up is Glide Ragnarok, and Glide Ragnarok, not gonna lie, it is almost as solid as King Helios. However, it has terrible burst resistance, really. The teeth on one stamina aren't the best in the world, but they're not the worst. They're kind of like average teeth. Let's go over the parts. The parts on this Beyblade are, of course, Wheel and Revolve. And Revolve is not a bad driver, and Wheel is actually, in fact, one of the heaviest discs out right now. So, but however, even though it has immaculate stamina just like Hercules, it suffers from some problem of bursting so much because of the single chassis. If it was basically released with a double chassis, this thing would probably be one of the best, if not the best, Ragnarok Beyblades out. So I'm not gonna put it in F tier because like it does win most battles compared to other bays, really, if that even makes any sense. I'm saying that way too much. I'm gonna stop. So yeah, however, I am unfortunately gonna have to put it in, I'd say it's a little bit below average, but just because I kind of like Ragnarok, I'm gonna be nice and place it in C tier. Our next Beyblade is Brave Valkyrie, and oh my god, Brave Valkyrie is such a good Beyblade. Let me start off with the parts, of course. Comes with a beautiful Valkyrie sparking chip. I like the red scar on it. The blade, or the Brave ring, excuse me. It actually has rubber on the ring, and its 2-way chassis also has rubber, and those combined contact points make Valkyrie a hard rubber hitter, combined with the what's it called again, evolution dash driver. Yeah, everything's just plastic and rubber and metal all in just one piece. However, it's not as good as Super Hyperion. It doesn't have as good as stamina as Hyperion, and it doesn't have good tornado stalling like Super Hyperion. However, since it's super good, this is our first A tier Beyblade. It's going in A tier. Our next Beyblade is gonna be Cursed Satan, and Cursed Satan is basically what I like to call a defense king, a roller king, or at least whatever you guys like to call it. It's got 5 rollers on the side, and that actually helps with defense, along with its nice 5-bladed shield shape. The parts it comes with are Hurricane and Universe, and 1 defense. Now, 1 defense actually has better teeth than 1 stamina that obviously released on Glide Ragnarok, but it's kind of lighter, really. The Hurricane disc, even though it does have a very cool free spinning ability, is one of the lightest discs, if not the lightest. I mean, it's not too light. It weighs around an average disc like 5 or something, or 4. And the Universe driver actually has 2 spinning ball shaped thingies. It's like basically the Universe driver is like very good at life after death. Combined with Cursed Satan, this thing is literally a powerhouse free spinning Beyblade all in general. And I like what TT here is doing with Cursed Satan's ability. However, I feel like compared to other Beyblades, this Beyblade just does not meet up with the expectations, even though it does great against left spin Beyblades thanks to the life after death on the Universe driver. The only problem is, since it's kind of light from the 1 defense and Hurricane driver combined, this thing is basically just I'd say it's still kind of better than Ragnarok, so I'm just gonna put it in C tier above Ragnarok. Next Beyblade is going to be Mirage Faenir. Mirage Faenir is actually a pretty good Beyblade, actually more good than I expected. It obviously has 2 modes, a drain mode and a counter mode, and if I were to pick, I would pick the counter mode. But yeah, let's go over the parts. Fafnir, very beautiful with green sparking chip core. Mirage ring has rubber all around the ring, basically making the spin steel ability, really. Like, this is the only Beyblade that has rubber all around the ring without it stopping, like, not even kidding. Like, compared to Brave, really, Mirage Fafnir just has way more rubber. However, with that much rubber, sometimes it can even burst, even with the 2S double chassis that comes with it. However, sometimes it wouldn't burst, sometimes it just performs really good counterattacks against left spin opponents, and it actually comes with the Nothing driver, which is an okay driver. I wouldn't say it's the best Beyblade, but I wouldn't say it's the worst. It's kind of solid. It's like, a little bit above average, I'll give it that. But, why did TT have to choose a Nothing driver? I don't really know, but this Beyblade overall, is actually kind of solid in my opinion, so that's why I'm gonna put it in B tier above King Helios. Oh boy, this next Beyblade is so powerful, it could literally destroy almost everyone, and I mean everyone, with its blades. And when I say blades, I mean the heavy hitter itself, Rage Longinus. Oh my god, this Beyblade is so good. Now, let me explain why it's so good. You guys already know. 3-attack chassis combined with the metal on the layer. Very rigid yet very powerful hits and contact points, combined with the destroy driver. Not even destroy dash. This Beyblade just has about everything Super Hyperion does. Is basically built like a wall, has very good attack, and has a very aggressive performance tip. I'd say Destroy right now is actually the number 4 top competitive driver in all of WBO in my opinion, I believe. But yeah, it's such a good Beyblade. Oh my god. Like, Hyperion, you're a good Beyblade, don't get me wrong, but Rage Longinus is super good. I'm gonna put it in S tier right now, above Super Hyperion. Alright guys, sorry about too much of my excitement. The next Beyblade is of course going to be variant Lucifer. And let's start off with the parts, obviously. The variant ring is actually kind of horrible according to Zanky. I don't really know why, but after multiple consideration, I just found out that it was pretty hollow and too spiky, and it seemed kind of fragile, really, even though it does have a really cool shape. The 2D chassis is actually one of the heaviest chassis in the game, so yeah, and the Lucifer chip actually has metal on it, adding weight, and the Mobius driver is actually good against opposite spin, and basically once that Mobius driver is actually awakened, then it'll be like, it's like the extreme driver times like 3, really. However, there's one major downside to this Beyblade, that being the barrier, and you guys might be like, Joseph, why is the barrier bad? It looks cool. Yeah, it does look cool in my opinion, but really, this is just my opinion. But I believe that the barrier is actually not good against right spin Beyblades, because variant Lucifer is of course a right spin, and is actually good against left spin. Do I think is like as bad as Ragnarok? I don't think as bad as Ragnarok, but it's still going. I'm gonna say right now that it's a little bit average with the barrier. If it didn't have the barrier, then I would say this Beyblade would be at least a solid B or A tier. But right now I'm just gonna place it against Curse Satan and Glide Ragnarok in C tier. The next Beyblade is kind of a shocker, if you ask me. Is gonna be first Uranus, with the combo 1 defense, wheel, and Mobius. Now again, wheel is one of the heaviest discs. First ring, good for attack. I don't know why they listed it as defense, but it's whatever. Uranus chip, looking good with the sun chip core. And the Mobius, good at life after death, and good against opposite spin opponents. I think it's just an average Beyblade, really. Nothing else to say about this, except it just has decent stamina with the Mobius driver and all that. And yeah, I'm just going to place this behind King Helios in B tier. Alright, enough talking about the good bays. Let's move on to a couple bad bays now. Here we got Death Diablos, and not gonna lie, the chip is really competitive with the nice blue metal in the center, and the Death Ring is actually very good at attack. But its stock combo is utter garbage. It comes with the 4-disc and the turn frame, which often scrapes. It even comes with Merge Dash, and I'll give Merge Dash a pass because, well, we haven't got many Merge Dashes really. I think there was like 1 or 2, I believe, before the third or second, or I don't know, was actually released. But on top of that, this stock combo for sorry, not Demise, I keep mixing up with the Hasbro names. Death Diablos is, well, it holds it back so much, and the layer is just super good at attacking. However, there is a Beyblade just like this that's much worse, so it's not alone really. So I'm unfortunately going to have to put this Beyblade in D tier. Now, this next Beyblade is an absolute dog water combo. This is the Beyblade release, of course, that made us question our choices about life. Here we got Abyss Diablos. Now, the Abyss base is, of course, left spin, and is actually very decent when it comes to defense and for competitive combos. And the Diablos chip is also competitive, like the Death Diablos chip. I'm getting mixed up with Demise and Death. Wow. But its stock combo is way worse. It comes with the Fusion Dash driver for some reason, and it comes with the 5-disc, and that combination just holds Abyss Diablos back so much. I mean, don't get me wrong, it does win most battles, basically, but it's not as good, really. The stock combo is trash, bro, like trash. So for that matter, like I like Abyss Diablos so much. It's one of my most favorite bays, if you exclude Brave Valkyrie or King Helios or Helios Volcano. But really, just its combo is just really horrible. So I'm unfortunately gonna have to place this combo at a big F. Yeah, this combo is an F minus. This is going into F tier. Alright guys, we're finally done with the bad Beyblades. Now let's move on to some more better Beyblades than these Diablos combos. Here we have one of the heaviest Beyblades that TT's ever released, Tempest Dragon. And Tempest Dragon just looks so awesome with those rainbow stickers though. And I love its bound gimmick. And if you do not know what the bound gimmick is, where these wings here come out, yeah, and the chassis comes with is of course 1A, and it comes with Charged Metal, a heavier version of Charge, which released on Ace Dragon. And I just gotta say that this is actually like no joke, like 78 grams if I'm not mistaken, maybe even more or less. Yeah, this thing actually does not come with the best teeth in the world, but it's still a very solid Beyblade. It's a very heavy hitter too. However, it would be an S tier if it just had better teeth and like a better chassis. So for that matter, I am gonna put it in A tier behind Brave Valkyrie. Next Beyblade is the big bad boy. I'm talking World Spriggan. And World Spriggan, it has just about everything except rubber. But you know what? That's fine. It's got a free spinning 2B chassis. It comes with a driver of its like pre-evolution, if that makes sense. It comes with the Unite Dash, which is obviously, well, awesome. It comes with basically dual spin, and it also comes with metal in the chip. It also has very tight clicks, and well, nothing else really. However, it is a powerhouse Beyblade just because it's so round, which helps with stamina. Oh, did I forget to mention it even has these little stoppers, these little contact points right here. If you hit either of those, the prongs will actually invert, causing the spring to retract, releasing this little nub right here into the locking mechanism so that the Beyblade will not burst. So, yeah, this Beyblade overall is actually a really good Beyblade. It's round, and it comes with a free spinning double chassis, which helps so much with burst resistance. This thing is actually going in S tier. Do I think it's better than Rage Longinus? I think they're about similar, so I'm just gonna put it in S tier between Super Hyperion and Rage Longinus. Next Beyblade is going to be Infinite Achilles, and Infinite Achilles is also a very solid Beyblade. So let me explain the parts. It comes with the Infinite base, which actually has 3 modes technically. The speed mode, where it's just the base itself, infinite sword, which is the blue around it, and infinite shield, which you might be wondering, Joseph, why is there no infinite shield? Well, because I couldn't find an image. I mean, nothing. But anyway, let's go over the parts. Achilles chip looks absolutely amazing. Looks like it reminds me so much of Excalibur, really. In the infinite ring, of course, already told you about that. It comes with one balance, which I don't explain why. Like they've already released 1A with Tempest Dragon, and they now released 1B with Infinite Achilles. I don't understand, but hey, at least it has tight clicks, and it comes with another dash driver. That dash driver being Dimension Dash, which actually originated also on Lord Spriggan. So yeah, it's kind of ironic enough how in the Chozi series they use Extend, then Extend Plus, and then Dimension on Chozi Achilles, then Extend Plus again on Union Achilles, and now Dimension Dash on Infinite Achilles. I kind of don't understand, but you know what? Achilles is really a powerhouse. I'd say compared to Dragon and Valkyrie, I'm just wondering, like, is it better than Dragon because of the hits? Or is it, like, worse than Dragon because it weighs less? I don't know, but in my opinion, I think they're actually both the same. I think that Achilles and Valkyrie are actually the same. So for that matter, I'm going to be putting Infinite Achilles in A tier between Valkyrie and Dragon. Now guys, we have made it all the way to the limit break system. I'm going to be going over Hyperion Burn, Helios Volcano, and Lucifer the End, starting with, of course, Hyperion Burn. So Hyperion Burn is not really much of a good Beyblade. Like, when we saw it the first time with its limit break ability, it looked absolutely sick, and we thought, well, most of us thought at least, that it was going to be good. I mean, after all, it had metal in the chip. It came with a metal chip core and a very wide attack and base, along with the Exceed dash driver. Well, unfortunately, this is what we got. We got a useless, basically awesome looking but weak Beyblade. Even with the dash driver, it just bursts, really. So that's what I have a problem with. Unfortunately, gonna have to put it in D tier, but I will give it this. Its ability is sick, and it also comes with the dash driver, and its stock combo is way better than Death Diablos, so I'm gonna put it in D tier above Death Diablos. Alright guys, next Beyblade is Helios Volcano, and just like Hyperion Burn, its ability looks absolutely sick. However, there is a difference between Helios and Hyperion. One of them, obviously, one spins right and the other spins left, but really, Helios actually is way better than all the other bays. Not even kidding. I'm actually gonna put it in S tier right now. I'm actually gonna explain why right now. Its ability is actually where the volcano ring, right, it turns 180 degrees, making a full spring-loaded defense shield. Comes with an amazing driver for life after death. It's basically just zone dash, but with the Z attachment to it. And once those are combined with the O disc, which is one of the more decent limit break discs, then it makes an absolutely fantastic, strong Beyblade combo, to the point where even the Helios chip, the Helios 2 chip, should I say, is actually good for competitive use. It's absolutely amazing, so that's why it's going in S tier above Rage Longinus. Now we're on to the third and final limit break Beyblade. Again, another S tier Beyblade. Here we got Lucifer the End, and Lucifer the End is one big boy, really. The drift driver is kind of like Mobius, except it fills a mountain of some sort. And yeah, unfortunately, however, I did see some battles of it on YouTube, and I felt that World Spriggan, the world base compared to the end ring, is more rounder and therefore has more stamina than how much there is on the drift driver. I feel like Spriggan is actually stronger, so I'm gonna put it in S tier above Super Hyperion. Next Beyblade is going to be Hollow Death Scyther, and Hollow Death Scyther is basically just a jumping bay, really. The parts on it are, of course, Hollow and Death Scyther. For a 12-axe high XL dash. Now, high XL dash is basically just a high dash version of XL. 12 disc is the worst disc in the game. Axe is basically a new frame. It adds some weight. I think it's alright. It's basically just a beefed up Vortex, really. No complaints, really. And finally, for one of the heaviest chassis, heaviest single chassis at least, in the game right now, used for basically competitive purposes, just like the Helios 2 chip. However, I don't think it's actually that bad, considering the fact that it actually performs quite well. So yeah, it's not as bad as Hyperion Burn, really. I would say that Curse Satan might be like stronger than it, so I'm actually gonna put this in C tier above Variant Lucifer. Next Beyblade is a disappointment. Here we got Jet Wyvern. It basically just spins one way and doesn't spin the other. Kind of the same ability of how the Ratchet disc works. The one thing that holds this Beyblade back so much is the fact that it comes with one of the most taller drivers, so that does not help with defense at all. And it just makes Wyvern burst so much, including the single chassis as well. So if it had any other driver like Atomic or Orbit or whatever, then it would have been like at least a solid B tier. But unfortunately, now I'm going to have to put this in F tier above Abyss Diablos. Next Beyblade, first Uranus. This time is the Dark Flare recolor. Combo it comes with is, of course, 1D Double O Metal XL. I'm going to place this at the lowest C tier just because it actually performs great. It's not the best Beyblade in the world, but it's surely the tightest Beyblade, really. But yeah. Alright guys, we're finally at the end. Here we got Death Solomon, and Death Solomon, this combo is actually pretty solid. Comes with 2B Metal Fusion. Now, Metal Fusion just holds it back because TT's new idea on metal drivers is absolutely just not great at all. It wears the teeth down. However, since his combo is quite solid, I'm just going to put it at a low B tier. Alright guys, there it is. There's the tier list of all the Beyblades, all from worst to best. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This took me like several hours to make. Also, my new song drops in about a couple days on the 10th, so yeah. Like the video and subscribe for more. That's it. See ya.